All right, Mr. Donnie Doach, don't come for me for taking your idea, but I'm giving you credit. I'm just a small little YouTuber, okay? And if you hear a lot of background noise, I don't know what's going on with my neighbors. They're whatever. I'm gonna let them live their life. It's the holidays. Let's go ahead and get started with the video. Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. So I have a new video for you and it's called Brand Up, Brand Down. And I thought this was the perfect time to do it. And I was thinking about some of the brands that just had a run this year. And I have two brands that had a run and I have two brands I'm like, you had a little bit of a run. And then one brand, I'm like, I'm just really disappointed. So I call this Brand Up, Brand Down. And if you watch MSNBC, I got this from Donnie Doach. He does a segment on Morning Joe called Brand Up, Brand Down, where he's talking about brands that are trending, they're going in the right direction, and brands that you might need to get it together because your cash flow isn't on point and all that stuff. So don't come for me. I'm giving you credit. I don't need you coming for me for any copyright or anything like that. But let me go ahead and introduce myself. So if you are new to this channel, welcome. And if you're oldie but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. I have a doctorate in pharmacy and I love makeup. So that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup, but please just call me Ash or Ashley. And if you're wondering about this look right here, you can actually catch it in my Adept Cosmetics Element 115. And I feel like I am giving alien superstar. So let's go ahead and get started. So I think that I am going to start with brand down, okay? I have two brands and I'm going to start with the first one. So every year there are brands that I'm very much anticipating, like what's going to come out. And I don't really tend too much to purchase too many things as far as eyeshadows in the luxury space. Usually if it's makeup products like foundations and concealers and things like that, it's going to be in the mid-range to luxury price. But eyeshadows, it's usually more so in the indie space. Now let's also keep in mind that these are my little humble opinions and you might just feel different and we can all be respectful, okay? Because like I said, for me, this is how I feel. So the first brand that I'm giving brand down to for the year of 2023 would be Natasha Denona. I literally did not purchase anything from Natasha Denona in the year of 2023. And I really can't believe it. So I was kind of flipping through Instagram and I was just like, you know, nothing really was super interesting. I think there were two palettes that were interesting, and that would be the Yucca palette, and then we also have Xenon. Now Xenon, I'm like, I might still grab that, and I'm not hating on it, and I'm definitely not hating on the Yucca palette, but I need a nude. I knew that that palette was not going to be for me, and it was going to be too just light. The color payoff wasn't going to be the greatest payoff, and those type of neutrals are not my type of neutrals. So I was very disappointed because I love Natasha Denona formula. I love how innovative she could be. I love her palettes. The quality is going to be nice. You know you're going to get really nice shadows. But I literally saw nothing that I was like, yes, I need to run on and buy. The Yucca palette. Gorgeous. Now you're going to say, Ashley, that's right up your color story. Yes, it's right up my color story to the fact that I have like 10 to 15 palettes that look like it. And I actually got ready to sit down to film a video about why I wasn't going to buy the Yucca palette. But that's when my grandmother passed. I was in the middle of filming that and I just kind of took that look off and I abandoned the video. But literally, I have so many palettes. We're talking about the Colored Rain, Safari Rain. We have of course, we have Ace Beauté, Tropical Vibes. I mean, I literally pulled out 10 palettes as to why I should not spend $65 on this midi palette from Natasha Denona because I have this color story over 10 to 15 times. And there was nothing that could tell me, oh, the formula is going to be different. Girl, what? No. Oh, this is going to be different. No. Was it beautiful? Yes. But after all, it was just like disappointing because it was like nothing tangible that I could put my hands on in terms of from that brand. Then the second palette that came out, Xenon. I thought Xenon is beautiful. I know my friend Beauty in the Frizz, she's been loving Xenon and I might actually revisit that palette. But when I thought about it, it is blacks with navy blues and silvers. And I said, those are not colors I'm going to wear a lot. And I literally have the Blowing Smoke palette. I think it's called, it's called Blowing Smoke now from ColourPop. But prior when I had it, I had the older version. It was called Smoke Show. And it's the perfect little black and silver 9-pan palette. Now that palette doesn't have any navy blues in it, but I do have other palettes that I can pull navy blues from, and silvers and multi-chromes. So I just felt, you know, maybe I shouldn't spend the money, you know. So I just felt very disappointed. Also, when I look at Natasha Denona, sometimes I want her to do things a little bit more innovative. You know, she has the mini trio chrome, but I have on the Adept Element 115 now. It has plenty of blues and those type of colors, and with my dual chrome shadows I do already own. I'm just like, spending the $20 on a midi palette or the little 5-pan mini version of trio chrome that I love so much that came out back in 2021. I'm just like, it doesn't feel innovative. The blue is pretty, but I'm literally like, why would I need to go back now? I just literally just put that on my eyes at the moment. And I'm not going to say that I don't buy different eyeshadows that are like basically the same colors from different brands, because I just said that when it came to the Yucca palette. But you know, when I'm thinking about all the palettes that I'm bringing into my collection, I'm trying to bring some things that are different, a little bit more unique. So I just feel like it's kind of missing a hit. Like I said, that I Need a Nude, I don't think that really is a palette for women of color, or more specifically, if you're a deeper woman of color. And I can't be mad at that, because Natasha does things for us all the time. So it's not like it's a missed opportunity where she doesn't have anything that doesn't cater to women of color or women who are deeper complected in color, because that's not true. And some people might actually prefer that, but those type of soft browns are just not my thing. So that's why Natasha had to get brand down. And I'm sorry, but it's just, it is what it is. And I'm really disappointed, because every year I'm like, okay, what's going to be the Christmas? I mean, I was at the point, at one point I said, ain't no way. I'm not doing it. I'm not spending that type of money on an eyeshadow palette. And then, you know, you try a little mini sunset and mini sunrise, and you're like, ooh, this is nice. And this, you know, you're picking up Metropolis and retro and things of that nature. So I do honestly look forward to things that she comes out with. But this year, nothing made sense. And that does make me sad. Now, brand number 2 with the brand down. It hurts, but you know, I got to keep it 100. It hurts. I love her. I don't feel like the total year was a flop, because there are a couple products where I was like, yes. But as I think about it, and I used one of the products the other day that I'm going to talk about, I said, I feel like this missed the mark somewhere. Pat McGrath. Yep. Brand down. I would say 2023, it was just okay. And the sad part about it is, she gave us bronzers this year. We have been wanting and lusting and asking and begging and pleading and writing and pleading again and begging some more. Give us bronzers. So I do have some products that I picked up here from the releases from 2023 from Pat McGrath Labs, and they were not all bad. So let's start with a couple good ones, okay? So I actually really enjoyed this. This could be, you know, one of my favorite products of the year. This is the Pat McGrath Intensifies Eye Primer in the shade Translucent, or just, oh, it's actually called Clear. It dries down very translucent. I used it to prime my eyes today. I have been using it nonstop since I've purchased this primer. It's really nice. It's pretty much standard to other primers in terms of the price point, around the $20, $28, maybe almost $30 price point. You know, Pat McGrath has codes and coupons and sales like nobody's business. Really nice, heavy packaging. You know, when she gets her packaging right, it's right. Now, she also came out with another collection. It was called the Love Collection. But you know, first we kind of started the year with like the Lunar New Year products, which just really was a re-promotion of the VR Sextasy. Was it the what's the name of that? Hold on. All right, so this is the palette right here. We have the Venus and Flores Lux Quad and the this is Voyeuristic Vixen. So we started with a re-promote of this for the Lunar New Year in shiny, pretty red packaging, which is like, okay. So I'm kind of curious to see what she's going to do here. This quad right here is actually a really gorgeous, gorgeous quad. Now, as far as her other releases, then she went into the Love Collection. And the Love Collection, I actually was not mad about it. I did a whole video talking about, you know, how that palette, those palettes looked, and it was 3. I actually just picked up 1. So let's see, I had to pull up my notes. So like I said, we had the Love Collection. It included, I want to say, some blushes. We also had the Velvet Liaison, which I picked up, which is actually really nice, and I do enjoy this. And it was an all matte palette. We've been begging for all mattes. Now, it would be nice if we got a Nirvana version of this, you know, with fun, bright, innovative color mattes. But she did give this to us in the Celestial Nirvana palette from the holiday release. And then we went into the bronzers, and we were like, praise God, this woman is giving us bronzers. We have been asking for bronzers. And she came out with 8 bronzers and a Divine Bronze Luxe Quad. Now, I picked up 2 of the bronzers that I thought would fit my skin complexion, and they do. The formula is nice, but I think about it, I really don't reach for these. You know what I've been reaching for? This right here. After I finished my Adept Cosmetics bronzer, I started with this, and I kind of go from this to this, but I actually have like towards the end of the spectrum, and I want to say it's just one more shade after the ones I picked up. I felt like this was a missed opportunity. So this is the deepest shade that I have, and it bronzes, but it's just okay. I feel like I need to lose more tan, more of my color, in order for this to give the effect that my Juvia's Place bronzer is giving. I did just put some up here. So this is not a bad shade. And the formula is really pretty. And maybe I could wear it more now that it's the winter. But I just felt that she could do a little bit better as I sit here and think about the shade ranges. And I'm really perplexed because she's a makeup artist, so she knows colors. When she came out with the foundations and the concealer, she was spot on. It transcended every single complexion from the fairest of fair to the deepest of deep. But I feel like the bronzer, I don't even know if she has bronzer that she could wear. And those are not my words. So I just felt like they were okay. And maybe she can just kind of beef up that shade range. And of course, we got a mothership. So we were dying to see, and I'm not going to be mad and I'm not going to hate on it, but it's just like, oh girl, come on, the pinks and the just mauves. Lord, can we get anything else? So this is Sunlit Seduction, and this is Mothership 11. I got this as a birthday gift because I was like, let me keep 100. I'm going to want it. So Yadi and Kara got this for my birthday for me. And I do appreciate it. And I've worn it a couple times. And can't be mad at it. It's real cute. Like, actually, like, this end, gorgeous. This end is gorgeous, too. But have we seen this? Yes. Pat, girl, I know you got some other colors than these mauves, than these pinks, than these golds. I know it's in you. I've seen it. I've seen Mothership 3. I've seen like Celestial Nirvana. I've seen it. And you give it to us in these little pigments. And then so she's released a couple of those mostly chrome pigments, the Chromolux pots. I was just like, no. Give it to me in an eyeshadow palette, please. And then to top it off, I felt that the holiday collection was just very disappointing. She didn't do a Mothership Mega like she's been doing the past 3 years, but she did do some palettes with the face palettes included in it. Some did have a couple of greens in there, but overall, the one vibrant one, I was like, you know, that's very reminiscent of Celestial Odyssey, one of the first ones. So they did have some little quints, and the quints were cute. So I picked up these 2 quints. which is, the first one is going to be Bordeaux Bliss. And let's be honest, it's more pink and mauve. But at least we have this beautiful, it's beautiful, but it's more the same. Let's be honest. And then I picked up this one, which was Lunar Nightshade, which I was going to be most excited about because I said, oh, we kind of got a little teal. But then kind of read a little bit more silver than teal. It's just like, okay, it's cute, but can we get something different? And she did have 4 of these, but these are the 2 that I decided to pick up. And I mean, the performance was great. We're talking about Pat McGrath. So she's not coming out with any crappy products, but I just wish that she can just kind of get back to her original self and push the envelope when it comes to her products. So, you know, I don't want to say the thrill is gone, but the thrill is dwindling, to be honest. And I don't want to feel that. Now, I'm not motherships. I'm like, but I don't want 50 mauve motherships. Like, ever since Divine Rose, it's like it's had you in a chokehold and you just can't relieve yourself of these pinks. I mean, but Mothership 10 was beautiful. It was a little smoky, and we kind of broke away from those mauves, and I appreciate it. But yeah, so those are my 2 brand downs. Now let's hit it with the brand up. These 2 brands, they have had a run. Now these 2 brands, they're indie, but baby, when I say they've had a run, they've had a run, and it takes a lot to push this type of product out, and the product has been good. It's been different, and I don't know how they have been doing it. Okay, especially with brands their size. So the first brand up, let me grab all the products that I have, or try to grab most of them. We got Blend Bunny Cosmetics. Baby, she has had a run. I said, Maggie, you have had a run this year. She said, I know. And when I said that, she said, I still have one more palette coming out. I said, oh my gosh. So let's break down into what I have here from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. And I am an affiliate with Blend Bunny Cosmetics, but all thoughts of my own. And I did just recently become an affiliate. Okay. So, but I have been getting PR from them for quite a while, and I've purchased quite a bit from them. So the first thing, and I have everything that came out this year except for Trove, which was a little multi-chrome eyeshadow quad. But first off, we have Lore. And she's beautiful. This is her mermaid palette. We have beautiful standard Blend Bunny formula, the color progression in different shades. We have some neutrals, we have some greens, the pinks, the purples. Right on trend. The mermaids were hot at the beginning 2023. And then she was like, oh, I'm going to give you some cheeks and some lip oils. So this is the Bare. Now she had 2 of these. So she has one that's juicy and she has one that's bare. So this is the Bare collection, which is a little bit more neutral, but still not that neutral. And this is actually could be a great shade as a bronzer. So we kind of have more of a pigmented version and more of a lighter version. I'm wearing the purples today on my face. So really great formula. Use this all the time. And she started releasing lip oils. And I have another one somewhere. So you can see I have used the lip oils quite a bit. I got another one down here that's less full somewhere. I don't know where it is. In addition, she came out with the grunge palette. Okay, so this is Sugar and Grunge, actually, to be exact, and this is kind of like a throwback to the 1990s, and this is just so beautiful and kind of perfect for spring. I didn't do a video on this particular palette, but I will go back and visit this palette and do some looks, because especially when it comes up in spring, I mean, look at it. Do you see, with this beautiful shimmer formula? And I have used it. It doesn't look like I've touched it, but I have used it. And then she said, okay, well, I'm coming for my girls who are makeup artists, you know, so we have the Forget Me Not. I purchased this myself, and it is, I want to say this also came with, I don't think it came with lip oils, but it came with something else that I cannot remember, but it's basically an all-in-one face palette and perfect for the trend that has been on par for the cafe makeup or the neutral glam, or what I like to call Instagram baddie makeup. And these are eyeshadows or highlighters down at the bottom, and same with the traditional powders at the top. You can fill your brows in with them. The limitations are like, and I mean, what you can do with it is impossible. And it kind of goes from every, colors, complexion out there, fairs to deep. Then she had the girls and the boys all upset. They had, the panties in a bunch with the Sickly Sweet for the Halloween release. Now this one, it's really pretty, but at the same time, it's for me and not for me because it's pastels. And pastels, women of color or black people, I don't know, it can be tricky, especially when it's a lot of white base in the pastel shade. So certain things about this palette I really enjoyed, and certain things I was like, oh, that's just not going to work. I was like, this is ash on me. A couple other shades, just ash. But the purples actually worked out pretty well. And let's see. Oh, Fake It. I was like, oh, I thought this was going to be good. Not on me, okay? The shimmers are really beautiful as well. But what makes this palette pop so hard is like you have these deeper tones. Now, she had the people all up in a bunch because, as you can realize, it was not in that traditional format from Blend Bunny where the colors are straightforward in a line with the color progression. They were a little different. They were kind of spread out. And her thing was like, basically, don't get used to anything when it comes to my brand. And I think that's great because, if she keeps doing more of the same, we're going to be like, ugh. She also came out with more lip oils with this. So we have the blue one right here, which is really, really pretty and cool and kind of reminiscent to like when MAC used to do those colorful lip gloss, like the black and the blue, and they all look great. You put a little chestnut lip liner on it and you just bang it. Then she came through with the last release, and this one right here, hands down the best packaging she's ever done across the brand. This is the Machina palette. I did just probably upload that video. I finally got a chance to upload it, but the color story is gorgeous on this, and the pigmentation, the looks, the shimmer formula. Now it's pretty much in the standard arrangement, but you have the shimmers kind of going opposite, so you can see color progressions, or you can see color stories straight in a row. But I think she did a fabulous job, and actually she and her father designed this together. So I mean, do you see all of this? Do you see how many releases this year? We're talking about, let's see, that's 2. We got 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 releases. It says a lot. And she is like her and her husband. And maybe she has a couple other employees. But it really is really her and her husband. I don't even know how she does it. And she gets the shipping out to you really, really fast. I don't know what type of deal she has with United States Parcel Service. But yeah, keep that relationship because you get those packages quickly. Now, the next brand that I said, oh girl, you had a run. The one I'm wearing on my eyes. Adept Cosmetics. Come on down. You deserve this also. Now, I have basically everything except for one limited edition palette that came out around Christmas, and it's kind of a different version. It was, I want to say, Rainbow Rider. So we're going to start with this one. It was a little face palette with eyeshadows, cream shadows. So you got some cream shadows or cream highlighters. You also have some rainbow shadows. And I was like, this is cool. I like it. It's a little different, but I like it. But we're going to start with the year. So when she came out, I was like, oh, it's going to be some good stuff. Now, it did kind of ruffle my feathers. Someone in the beginning was like, oh, girl, I don't know. So it was I want to say their anniversary. And, they kind of came out with 2 palettes together. So we have first. So first I'm going to we have the Inspired by Arrow palette, which is a green lover's dream. Really beautiful. This one was limited edition, but she did bring it back so you can get your hands on it. Beautiful shadows. Everybody was thrilled because they had like those House of L shadows where they're super sparkly, super duochrome, and all the shadows are in here beautiful. I think there's only one shade I don't care for is this one, but the mattes in here were like, These three mattes, I was like, this one is okay. But these two for sure I did not like. So it really only left the two that I like were the two on the end for the most part. But gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous color story. And it was inspired by the show Arrow, okay? Then she said, oh, hold the phone. I'm coming out with both of these at the same time, and this will be included in a mystery box. So this is where it got a little funky, right? So the mystery box, you know, was going to have a palette plus 7 additional, or it was going to be 7 combined products, all new products. So I'm thinking we're about to get a whole plethora of things. Oh, I have them down here. Okay, not all of them, because some of them I gave to my cousin. But we had liners, we had multi-chrome liners, and we had La Cienega. So what's wrong with the multi-chrome liners? Well, it was 6 multi-chrome liners and then the palette. So was it actually 7 new things? It was really more like 2 things with 6 different shades and then the palette. And then the palette we knew, or everything else we knew, that was eventually going to be offered separately, but it was offered very fast. So we're like, well, what was the whole point of me getting a mystery box? But this one was just totally different for Adept Cosmetics, because usually, you know, we have 2 rows of shimmers or all shimmers and then one row of matte. So it's kind of in the reverse here. But it was a really gorgeous palette. And if you wanted to kind of make, you know, this palette a little neutral, guess what? You got these. And the palettes are magnetized, so you could pop the shades in and out how you please and kind of custom make your own palette. So we have La Cienega right here. So these mattes were nice. I said, okay, they build up, they're perfect, they work. Good job on these mattes. Then we move into the Seahorse palette. Now the Seahorse palette was really expensive, but I had the code that she kind of emailed out. So it wasn't like a secret code, just sign up for the email. And this particular palette was all shimmers. And this one retailed for about $100 something. I really do love it. I've had some fun looks with it. I used it quite a bit this summer, but if I was honest, it was expensive. But I get why. The multi-chrome pigments are usually very expensive to make and procure. So, like I said, I think that this palette was gorgeous. And even though these shades kind of look similar up at the top, they're not. They have totally different flips. So that is the Jellyfish palette. And I was like, okay, so she's doing well. But then the girl came through with Sumerian Sunset. Honey, put her in the top 10 for the year. Because this right here, this little fiery goodness, beautiful. I would say the only 2 problems for me would be these 2 right here. So the mattes, just a little shaky, but everything else gorgeous. And as you can see, I have a lot of fun with this shade. I've been dipping into it, which is USS Defiant. Really, really pretty. I love this shade also. Really just fun to just pop on. And I did just recently use this with, the Bailey Syrian palette. Great little combo. Then she said, oh, I'm not done. She had like a Rainbow Rider palette that was the same type of setup as the Catch Yourself White, which is the little face palette I just showed you. This one. And then we go to the one on my eyes. And I just tried it today, but I feel like out of the palettes in this format that she released this year, this one has the best mattes across the board. I'm like, okay, they're not ashy, they're pigmented. When I blend them out, it's not a bunch of white chalk, especially with these, you know, these lighter tones. They didn't come to play, not patchy. And look at the beautiful, beautiful multi-chromes and jewels. And it's a gorgeous color story. Such a gorgeous color story. So I'm like, oh my God, she has a run. And then she's also, today is December 18th. The lady has sneak peeked something for 2024. She's like, I'm getting ready. We don't know when it's going to come out, but it's like, girl, just take my money already. So, I mean, do you see the amount of releases right here? So that's quite a bit. We're talking 2, 4, 5. Let's see. Oh yeah, 2, 4, 5, 6. There was a 7th. she has had a run and she has done it well. And I was like, and when I say a run, you know, you could release some things and it'd be just okay. But I feel like she released some good things and they were all like special for whatever reasons. And I spent quite a bit time playing with the products outside of YouTube throughout the year. So that is my version of brand up, brand down. These are the brands that impressed me in 2023 and the brands that didn't really impress me or just downright disappointed me in 2023. But it is what it is. So I can't wait to see what the makeup trends are for next year and what brands are going to come through out the gate just kicking. You know what? I kind of have my eyes on Inslee Rain. Like that Harvest Moon palette, and what they have, that winter palette that's coming out the day after Christmas, and I got my eye on them. I got my eye on them. So let me know what brands for you were like brand up and brand down. Let me know. And of course there are many more, but I thought it would be fun to just kind of take a couple, talk about them, things I had products from, things that I did not have any products from, and let's discuss. So go ahead and leave me a comment down below in the comment box. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video, which will be soon, and subscribe to my channel because you know I would love to have you here at my little makeup family. With that being said, you already know what time it is. It's time for the Chair Dash. Chair Dash. Hey, 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 Chair Dash. Chair Dash. Hey. All right, y'all. Bye.